Check.
Couple notes on it. See me, Kale. What? It worked a couple times, but I ain't got to. I hate paying attention to movies because you ain't got to do it.
But the biggest thing you got to remember,
You got to strike out every one of them.
you don't have to, here's the thing you need to remember when the business that you continue to school, it won't matter. It's how well I play.
Well, I mean, I'm just fixing. I really never see it. But like next year we might have nobody play.
2018 Lanier County Bulldogs Baseball Senior Night. Check. Good evening and welcome to Three Field for your 2018 Lanier County Bulldog Baseball Senior Night. Our first senior we're recognizing is Andrew Rowland. He's escorted by his parents, Dennis and Leslie Rowland. Andrew was an honor student throughout high school, FCA Top Dog Athlete Award, top GPA in football his freshman year, and an academic all-region this year in football. Andrew is a member of the Student Council, Senior Beta, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Lakeland Church of God's youth group. When not on the baseball field, you can find him at church, eating out, or wetting a hook in the pond. Andrew plans to attend Bruton Parker College on a baseball scholarship to pursue a degree in kinesiology while minoring in youth ministries and secondary education. Our next senior is Trenton Berryhill. Trenton is escorted tonight by parents Kevin and Nicole Berryhill. Trenton was an Athlete of the Year, FCA Athlete of the Year, Region 2A, Region Champ last year, played 3 years of basketball, 2 years of football, and is a member of FCA. Trenton enjoys hunting, fishing, playing guitar, and hanging out with friends. He plans to attend Thomas University on a baseball scholarship and major in biology. Our next senior is J.D. Pike. J.D. is escorted tonight by parents David and Cena Pike. He's played 4 years of varsity football, 2017 All-Region Academics for football, honor graduate, 2016-2017 Baseball 2A champ. He is a member of the FFA, the Student Council, FCA, and FBLA. J.D. enjoys hunting, fishing, and hanging out with friends. He plans on attending Valdosta State University and receiving a degree in biology. Our next senior is Dawson Searcy, aka Jack. Dawson is escorted tonight by parents Lisa and Stacy Searcy. He's a 4-year varsity starter, 2016-2017 All-Region team, 2017-18 preseason All-State team, 2016 and 2017 second team All-Region outfielder, 2017 Georgia Dugout Club Top 100, Georgia Dugout Club All-Star team, and 2016-2017 Region 2A champ. He is a member of HOSA, FCA, and FFA. His hobbies include duck hunting, bow hunting, hanging with girls, and throwing absolute gas. He He plans on attending ABAC on a baseball scholarship where he will rejoin former Bulldogs Matt White and Walker Bass. The next senior is Dylan Metz. Dylan is escorted tonight by parents Diane and Corey Metz. Dylan's an honor graduate, 2016-17 second team All-Region, second first baseman, 2016-17 Region 2 1A champs. His hobbies include hanging out with friends, fishing, and basketball. He plans on attending Valdosta State University in the fall and then plans to transfer to Kennesaw State University in 2 years. Our final senior is Noah Tootin. Noah is escorted tonight by parents Ryan and Michelle Tootin. He's 2016 Offensive Player of the Year in baseball, 2017 FCA Student Christian Athlete of the Year, 2017 First Team All-Region in football, 2017 Defensive Player of the Year for football, 2017 First Team All-Region in baseball, and 2017 Second Team All-State. He's a member of FCA, Drama Club, Student Council, and Student Ambassadors. His hobbies include hunting, fishing, playing the guitar. Upon graduation, he plans to attend Faulkner University and receive a degree in physical therapy and minor in Bible. Okay. And then one more senior, James Green. James being escorted tonight by Coach Scott Ray. James has played football and basketball, and this year is helping us out on the base path in baseball. Let's hear one final time for this fine group of seniors.
Let's just drag it real quick.
Yeah, they always do that at Pitcher's Mound.
Move it out a little bit.
Try that. He's probably trying to get the system and all working.
They were playing, they had it going, they were playing music on it.
Hello?
I didn't come out to leave, I just turned my music
Alright,
up.
let's see now. This ain't right here, so we'll
I just turned it on, I just plugged it in, so you just need to.
top of one. No big deal. No big deal.
It's unplugged. There's somebody climbing up the ladder. I was like, oh, I slipped into it.
Alright, so. Oh man. Y'all. Did you ever get to see? Does anybody listen to this? Can you tell?
It's on YouTube, there's music, it gives you views and stuff.
Does it? Anybody got it?
Yeah. Channel's got 6 subscribers on it.
There you go. That's a start, ain't it?
About 30 or 40 views on the channel. And then the videos gives you a separate thing.
That's cool. That's a start. It's gonna be hot or cold. We're gonna find out here in a minute. Let's see. Looks like he's got about one more stripe to do, and that'll be it. Yeah. That wind is blowing hard to right field today. Everybody else down there cold. It feels kind of good in here today. Yeah, at least, I mean, the wind's not blowing right into us. Got a lot of fans out there in the right center. That should be the last one right there. Yep, that was the last one. Now he'll lift it up right there and put it on that thing. So you can drag it on the dirt, I mean on the grass. Kick all that off. Oh, well, that wind, I mean, it's coming right in this. That door was open, it would be cold. Travis. Senior night, last two home games. Then we'll see what happens. We're not supposed to beat Brooks. Brooks is a bigger school. And they're two-way. All right, coaches. 6:31. Let's get started. I've been here over an hour. All right. Well, they told me to be here at 5:15. They said to be here at 5:15 because the seniors are going to walk at 5:30. But I can't even leave my impact center because I can't leave all those kids up there, you know. I don't have nobody to, as a backup. My wife, when she's a backup, we both needed to be here. Michelle's been sick in bed all day. And so Miss Tamara walked, and I asked her to come up there and just help me get the kids, they start leaving. And so she said she would do that. So I broke my neck getting up here. And then stood up for 40 minutes before I done anything. I could have worked the whole day. I guess that's about it. Good evening, Lanier County Bulldog fans. We are here at the Lanier County Rec Department about to play a baseball game against Brooks County. And Brooks County, we're excited about this. It's our senior night here in Lanier County. We was able to show off our 7 seniors. We're excited about those young men and the things that they're doing. Our seniors are Dawson Searcy, J.D. Pike, Andrew Rowland, Noah Tootin, Dylan Metz, Trenton Berryhill, and also James Green. And so those young men have done a great job in the various academics as well as athletic programs that they've been involved in and all the various clubs. It's sad anytime when you start looking at coming close to an end of a season, and some of this will be the last ball games that some of these young men will ever play. Of course, we do have a few of our young people that are already received some scholarships to play baseball at the next level in college. But for a lot of these young men, this will be some of the last games they ever get to play. And so we wish them the best, and we hope that they have a safe time and a good time and able to go through and be a part of a great program here and enjoy the process of being with their friends. Our Lanier County Bulldogs are 10-7-1 this year. We've not get to play as many games as a lot of our other people around because of rain and other various scheduling conflicts. So we did not get to play quite as many games. Several of the schools have gotten to play 26, 28, 29 different games. I think we're going to end our season with about 20 games. And so today we play Brooks County. Tomorrow we'll play Telfair. And then Thursday we have another region game against Wilcox. And then if everything goes well, hopefully we will start we'll be in the playoffs. The Lanier County has been on a 7-game winning streak until we met our demise against Irwin County the other day as they run-ruled us in 5 innings. But because of the wins that Lanier County was able to go through, they were able to make it to the playoffs, looks like. And so we'll know more about that by the end of this week. I'm here with Jeremy, and we're sponsored, of course, by Q103, Today's Hit Music Channel. And so we'll be telling you more about that. But we appreciate everybody listening to us and watching YouTube. And we're about to get the game started. Devin Culpepper is on the mound. They're number 11. Their leadoff guy has now come to the plate. I'll be telling you more about the positions here as we go along. But the game is about to get started. Trenton Berryhill looks in for the sign, delivers the first pitch. High and inside, ball 1. This evening we have senior Dawson Searcy, number 3, jab, behind home plate being the catcher. Pitch 2 is a strike. Playing first base, number 18, Trenton Berryhill, again one of our seniors. Second base, number 10, Andrew Rowland, another one of our seniors. Pitch number 3 is popped up. It's in a no man's land, but the right fielder had it in his hand and dropped it. Has an error right off the bat. And so that will go down as an error. And several of the individuals ran out there to make the play. Right fielder Cameron Corson came flying in and had the ball in his glove, secured, and just dropped out for some reason. The runner never stopped and is at second base. So we have an error there to start the game, which should have been an easy out. I hope we don't go in the same battle that we've been going in the last several weeks. The next guy lays down a bunt. Evan Culpepper fields it, throws it down to first baseman Trenton Berryhill, who secures it for out number 1. But that does move over their leadoff man, number 11, over to third base. So now they have a runner in scoring position. Their number 2, their number 3 hitter, number 2, stands there at the plate. Culpepper gets the sign. Throws a strike. 1 out, 1 strike, runner on third. Again, Culpepper comes in the line. Strike 2. Evan looks good today. He looks like he's very relaxed out there and been doing a good job on the mound as well as playing third base and behind the plate all throughout the year. Base hit. Over the right fielder's head. The right fielder did not play that very well. And their third hitter has scored a double and an RBI. So Brooks County is already up 1-0 because of an error. And a bad play there again by the right fielder who just kind of misjudged his angle on that, and he got beat. And dropped over his head, had to run it down, but not before the base runner was able to reach the second. So now, number 12, their cleanup guy, stands on the mound. Ball 1. Again, as we continue to go around the field, Andrew Rowland, one of our senior, number 10, is at second base. Senior number 12, Noah Tootin, is playing shortstop. Senior J.D. Pike, number 8, is playing third base today, starting. Foul tip to the right side of the field. Ball 1, strike 1. 1 out, runner on second. Playing left field today is Dylan Metz. Playing center field is Byron Connell. Playing right field is Cameron Corson. The batter is ready. Culpepper receives the sign. Oh, man. And it was hit back up the middle. Culpepper received the catch and threw it into the shortstop, Noah Tootin, who has come up hurt. I think the guy came in with his cleats high. The runner is safe. Runner safe at first. Runner safe at second.
You know, I think I would have thrown that to first.
Yeah, that was the sure out on that, and that's what you're supposed to do. We sure do not want to see our shortstop hurt. He's one of the key players on this team. One of the leaders, senior. Looked like they maybe got cleated on the wrist. Not sure. I know he's been having some trouble with his wrist anyway, and he's had it taped up for the last couple of games. And looks like his arm. He's struggled with that arm. He had it dislocated earlier this year. And so he's a pretty tough kid. He'll stay in there. He's a football player and a baseball player, and he's taken some tough licks over the last couple of years. And looks like he's going to stay in. But we've got now a runner at first, runner at second with 1 out. That was a close call. Evan tried to get the lead runner, and instead of just getting the sure out. So our guys have got to get their head on. And so we'll see what happens from here. But we got 1 out.
Did I miss you talking about this, or is that not Trenton out there pitching?
No, that's Evan Culpepper. Trenton's on first base.
But Trenton is usually the one who pitches.
Yeah, Trenton pitches. Trenton and Evan Culpepper And, of course, we got several pitchers, Dawson Searcy. And but, yeah, Trenton pitched the other day, and so Culpepper's coming in today. That's a big kid at the plate today. And so we they're number 24. 1 ball. In runners on first and second. Ball 1, strike 1. That's 1-2. Ball 1, strike 2. Runner on first and second. 1 out. A base hit over to third base. The runner is going to try to score, and we throw the ball about a mile out of the up, and so big number 24 just reached second base, and so our guys need to settle down, and we've got all kind of things going on here. That was an RBI. That was a base hit that ended up being a double with an RBI, and it's just our guys are making some plays right now that they shouldn't be making. And what I mean by that is some errors, and they're not thinking. The left fielder just threw that one way over the catcher's head, bounced off the screen, which allowed the runners to advance and the run to score. So if you're just joining with us, we're still 1 out. We're in the top of the first. We got Brooks County up by 2. With 1 out, with runners at second and third. Evan pitches and nails number 17 right in the back. Yes, sir. He squinted as he come off, but now the bases are loaded. Runners at first, second, and third with 1 out. Brooks County up by 2. And bases loaded, which is not a bad thing from the situation. They can turn 2 here. They can receive a force here and be able to tag a base. And oh, no. So they did get an out. And so, but a run did score. J.D. Pike, our senior, was able to catch the ball. And he was playing in on the play, so he couldn't turn 2. But after a little bobble, he was able to secure that ball, throw it over to Trenton Berry Hill with a long stretch, and he was called out. So they got a runner at second and third with 2 outs. Fouled off to the right side. Strike 1. Evan Culpepper's already pitched 16 pitches here in just the first inning, giving up 3 runs. Of course, those are not all earned. Had some errors already. A little dribbler to second base. Andrew Rowland picks up the ball, throws it over to first baseman Trenton Berry Hill, and records the 3rd out. But, again, not before Brooks County came on and scored 3 runs in the first inning. So Brooks County now will be taking the field. So the Trojans will now be taking the field. They'll be coming to defense. And so we'll see what kind of batting lineup we have. We'll see what kind of batting lineup the coaches have for us at the Lanier County Bulldogs. Again, it's senior night. This Brooks County, they beat us the first time that we played them over in Brooks County. And as we have traveled over there earlier this year and lost to them, but and Brooks County has been a decent team this year. I think that they've done a good job. We played them back in March the 21st. They beat us 9-3, and so not really sure what the Brooks County what their record is, but I do know that back when they beat us, that they were doing quite well in their region. Number 10 is going to be pitching for them today. He's throwing his warm-up pitches now. It looks like Cameron Corson will be our leadoff guy. Cameron had a little error there in the first inning, which should have been an out, but it caused a runner to get all the way to second base after dropping a fly ball in right field, and that run did score. So maybe we can get back some of those runs and not let this game get too far away from us. I love it, Jeremy. If you look out there in right center field, the trucks are backed up to the fences, and a ton of our high school students are out there rooting on their dogs.
Yeah, I was just noticing that a few minutes ago, how many trucks are over there.
Oh, yeah, there's a pile of kids out there in right center field and cheering on their fellow athletes and classmates and friends and their fellow dogs, and I love to see that. And so maybe they'll kind of not give up on them. And to be honest, not a whole lot of fans here tonight, not many from Brooks County at all. I mean, there's literally very few that's traveled over with Brooks County Trojans. Being it was senior night tonight, we do have a decent crowd here for Lanier County, but it's a little chilly tonight. The wind's blowing pretty hard, and so several of our fans probably stayed in. And plus, there's a lot of Little League games. I look across the road out there in the rec department, and there's a pile of little games going on all over town tonight.
Unlike last week when I wore shorts and a T-shirt. I have my pants on today and a hoodie, so if it gets cold, I'll be okay.
There you go. Well, strike one as Cameron Corson stands in and received the first pitch. A big swing. Outside, ball one, strike one. Again, if you're just joining with us, we're in the bottom of the first inning. The Brooks County Trojans are up 3-0. We kind of fumbled around a little bit on that first inning. Had a couple of errors and some tough calls, but maybe our boys can get back into it at this point. 2 balls, 1 strike. Our leadoff man stands there. Strike 2. He's taking some big cuts tonight. That ball there was high and outside. Settled down a little bit. And ball high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe Cameron can be patient right here and make sure he gets the one he can hit and get down to first base any way he can. Maybe a hit, maybe a walk. Hits the ball. Their shortstop takes a good throw. Throws it high. That's an automatic double because it goes through the dugout all the way into the middle school field over there. Their shortstop made a fantastic backhand play, reared back to throw it, and just threw it high, went through the fence, and right out into the middle school field next to us, which allowed Cameron Corson to advance to second base. That's one of those rules that when the ball goes out of play, he automatically becomes a double, so he was able to advance. And now we got a runner on second with no outs. Dylan Metz, one of our seniors, up at bat. Pass ball, ball 1, is a pass ball, which allows Cameron Corson to advance to third base. Dylan has been a fantastic hitter this year. Dylan has done a great job in everywhere he has played. Dylan has only had 2 strikeouts this year, and he is second in our batting averages, batting a .350 this year with a .426 on base percentage. Dylan steps back in. Ball 2. Dylan has only had 2 strikeouts. He also leads the team in the fewest strikeouts this year with only 2 strikeouts. And so not only is he second highest batting average, but he is the highest, or should I say lowest, in the strikeouts. Dylan hits the ball to the shortstop. Cameron scores, and he was able to throw him out. But not before we did score 1. So that was a hit. Not a hit, but it was a ground out, but it was able to get an RBI out of that. So we have 1 out, run scored. Noah Tootin, number 12, now our shortstop, who was kind of shaking off a little bit of an injury from play earlier, stands at the plate. Noah is actually leading our batting averages this year with a .411 and takes a strike looking. Noah Tootin hit the top of it. Their shortstop was able to get it, and he is safe. The shortstop fielded the ball quite well, but when he threw it up the line, and it pulled the first baseman off, and Noah Tootin was able to reach on an error. And so now Trenton Berryhill, number 18, our first baseman tonight, is up at the plate. Noah Tootin gets his lead. He's one of the faster guys on the team. He gets a good lead from first base. And the first pitch to Trenton Berryhill hits him. I think Trenton Berryhill has been hit more times this year than anybody on the team. Him and Evan Culpepper. I caught up with Evan's granddad, who was Trenton's uncle, great uncle. And I talk about don't nobody like the Berryhills or the Culpeppers, and because they get hit more than anybody. But of course they're great families, and but they have been hit quite often this year. Evan Culpepper, number 16, who is our pitcher tonight, also is our leading home run hitter. Evan has hit 3 home runs for the Lanier County Bulldogs this year. Stands at the plate with runners at first and second with only 1 out. Takes ball high.
if he hadn't have moved his head.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have ducked down, that would have beamed him around on top of the noggin. And I tell you, I told him, I said, y'all are like magnets to that baseball. I said, those balls just want to eat y'all up. He hits it out to left field. The ball bounced. He missed it. Noah Tootin scores. And so that little error committed by them earlier on their throw, I was able to get Noah Tootin down to first base. A hit on Trenton Berryhill, moved into second. A pass ball, from second when Evan had a hit out to left field, which allowed Noah Tootin to score from second base. And so now we are 3-2. Brooks County Trojans up on the Lanier County Bulldogs. But we do have something going here. We got a guy on first, a guy on second, with only 1 out. Our senior catcher, number 3, Dawson Searcy, is at the plate. Pitch runner in for Evan Culpepper. James Green, one of our seniors. James is a football player, basketball player, and went outside. Andrew Rowland reaches for it, fouled it off behind the backstop. Ball 1, strike 1, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. Ball high. Catcher had to jump for that ball. It would have been a pass ball. He came up out of his crotch and was crouching and was able to bring that ball down, or it would have been a pass ball. James and Trenton both with a big lead. Andrew with a hard hit, but just went foul. So that'll give us strike 2, ball 2 with 2 outs. 2 runs have scored, 2 on base. A lot of 2s there, Jeremy. Andrew will stand back up at the plate. Pitcher takes the sign. Ball high. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first and second. Of course, with any contact, the runners will be running. Then we have 2 outs. fouled off.
Well, that went back behind us somewhere.
Yeah, that went over the press box all the way back to the just about to the street, I believe. James Green at first base. Of course, with 2 outs, you're going to be taken off with any contact, and he was almost at second base by the time that the swing was there. Oh, and he fouled off again. I tell you, Andrew has a big battle going on right now. Still a full count. He's battled off several pitches, fouled them off. Number 10, Smith for Brooks County, is up to 21 pitches in his first inning. Andrew popped it up. Looks like the third baseman runs in, catches the ball, calls everyone off. Third out. And that will do us for the first inning. So that will bring us to the top of the second inning. We have our Brooks County Trojans 3 with our Lanier County Bulldogs 2. And after this, a word from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
Q103.
God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't.
Q103.
Everybody says say something, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something.
Q103.
I wish that I could say I'm proud. I'm sorry that I let you down.
Q103Lakeland.com.
That's a good one. All right, we're back. And, of course, our defense have taken the field. Evan Culpepper is getting his warm-up throws. All of our guys are out. I tell you, that was a good inning for us. I mean, considering we had a couple of errors and gave up 3 runs in the first inning, we battled back and got 2 of those runs back. And they was not quite as sharp as they should be either. They had a couple of errors, and we was able to capitalize on those. And so with that in mind, we're down by 1, but not out of the game by any stretch of the imagination. I tell you, against Irwin County the other night, during the first inning, we gave up a 3-run homer and 3 additional runs. We were down 6-0 before we ever got our first at bat, and that really defeated our boys pretty bad. And so it's good not to get too far away from us, so that we can stay in this game and be able to have a good game today and maybe finish this thing strong.
So just ignore my vibrating phone right here.
I know your phone. Usually I'm the busy one, and I tell you, your phone has been going off today.
Friday it was your phone. Tonight is my phone.
I know. I tell you, Jeremy's phone's here on the press box on our counter, and just as soon as I said that, my phone now is going off. And so, Jeremy, talk for just a minute. Yeah. Can you wait for this to happen in it? I'm on the radio right now. All right, hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna try. All right, hang on. Try. Where you at? I'll walk it back, okay? All right, bye.
We've got 1 out.
Oh, we did get an out?
Yeah, just in. 3
Okay.
strikes.
All right, so we got 1 out, strike, and so we're back. I tell you, one of the greatest inventions of all time, I do believe, is the keyless remote to a car. My daughter is way on the other side of the street, probably 50 yards away. The guy hits the ball, our shortstop comes in, catches the ball, throws the ball, and gets him out.
That was a good segue from you telling a story about your remote to the car
I know.
that play there.
That was good, wasn't it? But, you know, my daughter, she needed to get something out of the car, and, of course, I'm up in the press box, and so she calls me wanting me to unlock the door. Back when I was a kid, we'd had to go across the street and unlock the door. And but I tell you, these remote entry things, I tell you, somebody made a great invention when they did that. It saved a lot of steps.
Your phone is talking.
Oh, is it? I need to hit that mute button. Evan Culpepper with the first pitch was a ball 1.
I'll tell you, my dad has a remote for his car, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, Yeah, my daughter's is that way. It's a fouled off, foul back. Those batteries don't last forever. It's amazing how long they do last. And my old truck, it's a 2008. And I don't have but one keyless remote to it, and that thing has worked for, I guess, 10 years now. And so ball number 2, strike 1, out 2. We got 2 outs, is that right? Yeah, 2 outs. I tell you what, I'm not very multitasker. Somebody asked me to do something that kind of threw me off. Uh-oh. He hits the ball. Ah, great play there by Dylan Metz, running over to catch that ball, which gives us our 3rd out. And no damage done this inning. Great inning by our Lanier County Bulldogs. Some great pitching there by Evan Culpepper. Jeremy and I was talking about The Sandlot, the movie Sandlot, a baseball game. I guess most every kid that's played baseball, growing up playing baseball, has watched The Sandlot. Jeremy, what do you think the most famous line would be? What would the most famous line be in Sandlot?
Well, let me see. I would say, "You're killing me, Smalls."
That's what I was thinking. You're killing me, Smalls. I think the greatest part of that movie is when Smalls decides to fake drowning there at the pool, and the girl begins to do the CPR on him, and the kids are all freaking out. And,
I remember.
And what was her name?
Wendy. Wasn't it Wendy?
Wendy Peppercorn or something. No, it wasn't Peppercorn.
Well, yeah, it was something like that.
It was something like Peppercorn or something like that. But anyway, he just kind of did that little grin as all the kids freaked out, and they're like, huh? Boy, he laid one on her and ended up getting married to her later on and having, I think, about 6 kids. And so what a classic movie that Sandlot was. And what was the name of the dog?
I don't remember.
Hercules.
That's right. I
get to ask the questions now because I'm only going to ask you the ones I know the answers to. So, Hercules.
Which inning are we in?
We are in the top of the bottom. I'm glad you said that. I didn't change it. Bottom of the 2nd inning. And, of course, Brooks County's taking their warm-up throws at this time. Got about 2 more here. I guess my favorite baseball movie of all time is The Rookie. And based on a true story. And what a great, great movie that is about a man who teaching science and ends up getting a chance to play in the major leagues with a baseball program that he was just coaching there at the high school, and through some challenges and some bets that he kept his word and tried out and ended up getting picked on with the Tampa Bay Rays. All right, so that brings us to the bottom of the 2nd inning. 3-2, Brooks County over your Lanier County Bulldogs. Pitcher now is shaking his head. He's ready. Takes the first pitch. High. Ball 1. J.D. Pike, number 8, our senior, playing 3rd base tonight. J.D. has been at 2nd base. He's done a lot of pinch running this year, and now he is playing 3rd base tonight, starting. Takes a called strike. Strike 1. Ball 1.
There goes my phone.
You a busy man tonight. That phone hadn't quit humming all night. J.D. with another looking at a strike. J.D. hadn't had quite as many at-bats this year as I'm sure that he would love to. He has struggled a little bit on in the field and on the mound, but tremendous young man. Reaches for one, pops it up. Right back to the pitcher who gets the ball, and J.D. is called out. J.D. is a tremendous young man. He's got a great family and great future. I believe at senior night they were talking about he's going to VSU. He's going to major in biology. And whatever he decides to do, he's going to be very successful. He's a hard worker and with a great family to support. Byron Connell, number 4, our center fielder, now is at the plate. First ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Pitcher is set. Good hit by Byron Connell out to right field. Right over the second baseman's head. Byron Connell with a good hit, which brings us to our leadoff man, Cameron Corson, number 1. So now we have Byron Connell, our center fielder, on first base. Our leadoff man we only have one out. Third baseman moves in on the grass, expecting a bunt. Backs up a little. A swing and a miss. That one got a hold of the umpire, Jeremy, and he's going to have to walk that one off a little bit. He's going to walk that one off a little bit, and the catcher's going to show some courtesy and walk out there and talk to the pitcher a little bit and give the umpire a chance to just kind of shake that one off a little bit. It kind of Cameron swung at it, and the catcher missed it. It just ricocheted right off his glove, right into the face mask of the of the umpire, who just gives a thumbs up to the coach, letting him know that he's okay. He's not seeing double. And he's ready to go back, so Cameron steps in. And so, no balls, one strike. Cameron fouls that ball back to the backstop.
I believe that's the second ball to go out there in the parking lot.
At least a second. It may be more than that. I'd love to see Lanier County one day be able to put a netting system over this. Or always scared the kids going to get hurt with those foul balls, man. I tell you, kids out there not paying attention, and those balls could hurt you.
What happened to the idea of the indoor stadium?
Well, we could still do that, Byron Connell takes off on the pitch, still second base. The ball actually went in the dirt. The catcher made a good stop but had no chance of throwing him out. So we're at ball one, strike two. And so my answer to that is that if you're willing to donate the money, Jeremy, I'm sure they're willing to take it. And so ball outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second. Our leadoff man, Cameron Corson, is at the plate. We've gone all the way through our batting lineup. Takes the pitch way outside, ball 3. Their pitcher seems to be struggling a little bit tonight. He's up to 33 pitches. Smith, number 10. Full count. Struck him out. So that'll give us our second out of the inning. Again, we still got Byron Connell at second base, who had a hit to right field, stole second. Number 14, Dylan Metz, our left fielder tonight, is now at the plate. Ball low. Connell takes the lead there at second base. Ball outside. Ball 2. No strikes, 2 outs. As I said, at Dylan's first at bat, he's only had 2 strikeouts all year. He leads in that category. Foul tip. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second. The shade is starting to cover the outfield. Of course, that first baseman, he's got sunglasses on and been holding his hand up. He's trying to do all he can do to see. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Of course, the pitcher today is right-handed, so he's also facing the sun. So he's squinting about every time he looks over. Strike 2.
And that just about went in the dugout.
Yeah, about cleared the benches off in there. He pulled that over to the left side and kind of opened up on that and pulled it all the way around and kind of caused everybody to scurry a little bit. Full count, 3-2, 2 outs, runner at second. Bottom of the second inning. Lanier County down 2-3. The pitcher takes the sign. Outside. A good battle there by Dylan Metz, which now has our average leader on the team, senior Noah Tootin, coming to plate with a runner at first and second with 2 outs. Noah reached on a throwing error in the first inning. Takes ball 1. The runners get a lead. They'll be moving on contact. Ball outside. Ball 2, no strikes. Again, the runners take their lead. Noah Tootin gets one. He might have it out. And it is, almost. It hit the fence. Wait, no, it's safe. No, I want to try to catch everybody up on this. I had to be real quiet there for just a minute because I was trying to watch the game.
You had to take it all in.
I had to try to take all that in. Noah Tootin, that's my last name. I can't even tell you what it is. Noah Tootin takes one all the way to center field fence. Thought it was a home run and drops right at the fence. It clears the bases. Both runners score. The throw to home plate, Dylan Metz beat that throw. Noah Tootin advanced a second on the throw. And Trent Berryhill now, and Noah Tootin is at second base. Ball 1. I'm sorry I got quiet. I tell you what, I was trying to catch it all up and kind of take it all in. And that's the only problem when you're trying to do any radio or anything. If your son's playing, it's kind of hard sometimes to watch your son and also to do what you're supposed to be doing. They had to come off the catcher pretty hard right there, and the umpire's going to walk out to the pitcher and give him the ball, give the catcher just a moment to kind of catch his breath, just showing some compassion to that catcher. He knew how that felt. So what a big shot by Noah Tootin. He missed a home run there by inches, and but it was a 2-run RBIs, and he ended up at second base. Trenton Berryhill pops it straight up in the air. And, just about hit our fans. Almost hit his mama. But
I think we do need that net you're talking about.
Yeah, I tell you what, somebody's going to get hurt on that thing one day. I tell you, especially little kids or some elderly lady or something. And everybody says, heads up, and everybody looks up. It's going to hit somebody right in the head one day. But Trenton Berryhill, of all the people in the stands to hit, he almost took his mama out. And so he's back in there because it was out of play. Noah Tootin steals third. Noah Tootin's he was thinking about heading home on a pass ball. He rounded third base like he was about to steal second and third, and the coach held him up. Boy, he just about went. And so he steals third base. Noah takes a lead at third base, looking at the pitcher. He's got kind of in the pitcher's head, Jeremy. Pitcher staring over there at him and threw that one. If you throw it over Trenton Berryhill's head, you're throwing it high. Trenton stands about 6'5", and so if you throw it over his head, that ball's high. And threw that one in the dirt, which is ball 4, and that will send Trenton Berryhill, our first baseman, to first base. So now, a runner at first, a runner at third. Got a lot of speed at third base. Evan Culpepper, who leads our home runs, pitching today, doing a great job, comes to the mound. Catcher comes out and sends his defense to signs. In case Trenton decides to steal, will he throw it to second or will he throw it to third? So they've got their signs. Evan fouls the first pitch back to the fence. Strike one. Ball one, strike one. That ball came in the dirt. I think their pitcher's rattled just a little bit, Jeremy. He hadn't been able to find the strike zone here lately. Trenton Berryhill takes the throw.
Here comes your son.
And there he goes. And then Noah Tootin scores. And so Trenton Berryhill steals second base. The pitcher turns, throws over the second baseman's head, which allows the third base runner, Noah Tootin, to score. Lanier County Bulldogs are now up 5-3 with still 2 outs. All this came with 2 outs. That's what's been really good. And so we've got a little 2-out rally going here. Trenton Berryhill, who's not a speedy guy on the mound, but stole on that play. Another ball to Evan. 2 balls, 1 strike. But because he stole, the pitcher made a decision to throw. He ended up having an error, and which caused Noah to be able to score on the throw. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. This will be a good pitch to hit right here. And so Evan already leads our home runs for the year. If I was looking for a pitch to hit, this would be the one right here. And it wasn't even close. So that will walk Evan to first base. So, again, their pitcher is really struggling right now. Their coach is about to call time so that he can come out to the mound and have a conversation with his pitcher. He may be changing them, but right now it looks like he's just going to have a conversation. Why? Oh, no, he is changing. It looks like they're calling in for their left fielder to come in to pitch. While they're doing that, our coach has sent in James Green, number 17, who will pitch run for Evan Culpepper. And so this will give us a chance here to take a little break and talk about some other things going on while their left fielder comes in and does some warm-up pitches. Number 10 did a good job. He threw 55 pitches. He had a good first inning, but really has struggled this second inning, and I'm sure that coach was wanting him to be able to get out of this inning. But that one out's the hardest ones to get, Jeremy. And it was just eluding him at that point.
So what other baseball movies are there? I can think of
one
other one.
I'll see. The Rookie, Sandlot.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Boy, there's a good one. You know what's interesting? What movie star is in both Field of Dreams and Sandlot?
Well,
I'll give you another hint. He's also in Star Wars.
Which Star Wars? Like the old ones or the new ones?
The old ones.
The old ones?
The original Star Wars. I give you more. He was Darth Vader.
He was?
Yep. James Earl Jones.
Oh, that's right.
And,
yeah, he was in both of those.
And he was in Sandlot. He was the blind guy. That was Hercules' house. And then he was also in the Field of Dreams of the one that went around. So, yeah, he was in both of those baseball movies. I don't know. What's another baseball movie? I'm sure there's a bunch of them. I just
Kevin
can't think
Costner, who was in Field of Dreams, had another movie too.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah,
though.
it was
like For the Game or something like that.
He was a catcher in it, and how about Major League? Major League's one of those crazy
crazy comedy movies.
Here's another one. Here's another baseball. The kid that broke his arm and ended up going to the major leagues. I think it was called Major League. I think it was called Major League. Where the kid he inherited the baseball team from his granddad. He broke his arm and threw about 100 miles an hour. And so I guess there's probably a pretty good bit of them out there. But those are kind of comical. But you got your Field of Dreams and your Rookie and of course Sandlot, I guess, is to me the classic of all classics. I mean, that's just you know what's interesting is I had not seen Sandlot in a long time, and I've watched it on television. I don't know how many times, but I was at the store. This was probably a couple of years ago, and I bought that movie for Noah. And we came home and we was watching it, and it blowed my mind of how much bad language was in that movie. And so the TV version really was cleaned up compared to the original. I was blown away by how bad the language was in the.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen that, so.
But, I just thought of another one that's. That was a Ball 1. I know of another one. This is going to be old school here now. The Bad News Bears. You ever watch that? Had
No,
old Burt Reynolds in it, and the Bad News Bears, and they had another one with I forgot what the other guy's name was, but it's got a lot of bad language in it too.
I think you might be dating yourself a little bit.
Ball 2. Dawson Searcy is at the plate right now. Our senior, who's our catcher. Runners at first and second. James is pinch running. Is at first base. Trenton Berryhill is at second base. Strike 1. Can you think of any softball movies? I can only think of one. But actually, I guess it's a baseball movie. It's not softball. It's actually another baseball movie. League of Their Own.
Yes, I was trying to think of the name of that. I could see the picture, Tom Hanks and the others and stuff.
It had Madonna and
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell was in that. Madonna. I can't think of that tall lady's name, but the one that was the main character in it. But yeah, that was. I said softball because I was thinking girls, but that was actually a baseball movie. And so, another baseball movie. You got my mind rolling right now. Went for another. It was a pass ball. Both runners will advance on that, and Dawson will stroll down to first base. So we got the bases loaded for our senior Andrew Rowland, number 10, our second baseman. 2 outs. Lanier County's up 5-3. And I was just thinking of another baseball movie. Oh, I know what it was. I just watched this the other day. It's based on a true story, number 42. Have you watched that?
I have not.
By Jackie Robinson. It's based on a true story. And tremendous movie about his life, and of course him being the first African American in the major leagues. Went to the Dodgers, and that whole story. It's just a really good movie. And I had a couple young men over the other day that we've been working with and stuff, and we rented that on satellite or whatever it was, and it was a good movie. Pinch runner in for Dawson, number 27, Cameron Thornberry. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ball 1. I tell you what, this third out is really eluding the Brooks County Trojans. They just can't seem to get this third out, so we're going to keep going as long as they're going to let us. Ball in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-0. 2 outs, bases loaded. This would be a good pitch if you're looking for a pitch to hit. Usually when you get about 2 balls on you with no strikes, the pitcher likes to come in and try to get at least one of those strikes. And he did not. It was a pass ball. Ball 3. Trenton Berryhill almost walks home. It was so he just strolled right home, advanced the runners to second and to third. 3 balls, 0 strikes.
It's now 6-3 also.
It is 6-3. Thank you. For those listening with us, I'm also running the scoreboard, and so not only am I multitasking, I'm running my mouth and trying to do some other things at the same time.
And look at me over here. I can check my phone and everything else too.
3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second and third. Both of those are pinch runners.
I just got a text from Mom that said, "Did you say League of Their Own?"
Somebody is listening to us. Andrew fouls the ball over to the left side of the field, right over the dugout. So here we are, Jeremy. We are in the bottom of the second inning. We have got a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, and our second baseman is at the plate. Hits the ball hard, but right to the shortstop. And, of course, that's going to clear him out. Now, I did see a mistake there by our pinch runner, and that was that he waited to see what happened. On 2 outs, he's got to be running regardless of what happens. And so he's a young guy, and he'll learn from his mistakes. I'm sure that's what the coach is talking to him about right now, saying, hey, on contact, you've got to be running. At this time, being that we're going to the top of the third inning, we'll take this as an opportunity to hear a word from our sponsors.
Q103. Q103. Q103.
Just meet me in the middle. I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle?
Q103Lakeland.com.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Q103, today's hit music channel. Listen online at Q103Lakeland.com or by using the TuneIn app for your smartphone or tablet and Roku for your TV. Just search for Q103, today's hit music channel. That's Q103Lakeland.com.
Oh, you did?
Go ahead.
Is that on? At this time, our defense have taken back the field. Their number 2 is back up to the plate. Evan delivers the first pitch. Beautiful strike. Strike 1. I will try my hardest through this inning here to make sure that we go through the lineup. Uh-oh. I tell you what, he got all of that one, I do believe, and that might be a home run. Nope. Just took in the fence, but a stand-up double. A stand-up double there by their leadoff guy. I thought he got every bit of that one. Dylan Metz chased it back all he could chase it, and the ball went right against the fence. He missed a home run by just a couple of inches. And so they start off the top of the third inning with a big hit. And so number 12 gets in the ball 1. The batter, number 12, is Munoz. M-U-N-O-Z, I believe that is. Munoz. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. I probably am not saying it right. Evan takes the sign. Delivers the pitch. Strike 1. Ball 1, strike 1. Runner at second with no outs. Number 12 at the bat. The Lanier County Bulldogs are up over the Brooks County Trojans 6-3. Ball number 2. Jab's doing a good job behind home plate tonight, keeping the balls from getting behind him. Evans got a pretty mean curveball and a little slider there, a little breaking ball that I guess he throws, and a lot of times it goes into the dirt, and Jab's done a good job of blocking those up tonight. A big hit by the runner there, which ends up scoring a run. Number 12 had a good hit out to the left field, clearly fielded by Dylan Metz, but of course the runner was running on the hit. Rounds third was able to score easily, and but they were able to keep the number 12 to a single. Trenton Berryhill's holding his hand up. He's got his glove up. He's doing everything he can just to try to block the sun. It is beaming down right in his face there on first base. He takes his glasses off his off his hat, and he puts them back up there. I guess it's even worse with them on than it is without them. And so he's trying to create any shade. Pass ball. A runner advances to second base. The ball bounced right over the catcher's head. The only good thing about that, Jeremy, was that now he's off of first base, and so I know Trenton's excited. He couldn't see a thing over there. He was trying his hardest just to be able to get any indication from anybody, and that's a scary thought when somebody's throwing that ball at you and you can't see it.
Yeah, I know it. I know it.
Again, a good stop by Dawson Searcy. Ball 2, strike 1. Runner at second, no outs. They have scored a run. Strike called. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There goes my phone again.
I've never seen you as popular as this right here, Jeremy. Ball 3. Full count here on number 24. Sloan. He's a big gentleman. Foul back. So number 24 is still in there. It's a full count, 3-2. Runner at second with no outs. Evan takes the sign. Oh no. I tell you what, that was an interesting play. Number 24.
He lost his glove.
Yeah, number 24 hit a hard hit ball to the second baseman, Andrew Rowland, which literally took his glove off. He did not catch it. He dropped the ball, but it took his glove off. So he picked the ball up, threw it over to first base, Trenton Berryhill, who tagged the bag. So the runner's out, but the runner at second did advance to third. And so now number 17, Bivens, is up the plate. Ball 1. So again, we're at the top of the third. Lanier County is up over Brooks County 6-4. Both teams had struggled defensively tonight. Big strike there by number 17. Both teams have struggled defensively tonight. We've had a couple of errors. They've had a couple of errors. And so the pitch, ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. I didn't see. Was that ball?
I believe so.
All right. That was a strike. That was a ball. Full count. Trying to catch up on everything here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out.
You need to put that phone down.
Well, I was actually trying to look up to see how many errors. Brooks County has 2 errors, and we have 1 error already tonight. And so I was trying to get a little bit of statistics here. We've only had 1 strikeout tonight. Struck him out. As we're talking about strikeouts, that'll give us our second out for the inning. So, again, we have 2 outs now. A runner at third. Number 10, who was pitching for them earlier on, I believe he has moved over to left field now, is up the plate. Evan Culpepper has we've had 11 people at bat. Oh, big swing by number 10. We've had 5 hits and, of course, on 6 runs. We've had 4 walks and 1 strikeout. They have had 4 hits with 0 walks and 1 strikeout. And so Smith and Jackson together at Brooks County has recorded just again that 1 strikeout with 4 walks. Evan Culpepper. Pass ball. Got him. Oh, and he's called safe. A little bit slow on that, and they run scored on a pass ball. I'll tell you, that brings us up to 5-6. And we're at that 2-out inning as well, where it seems like we're struggling just a little bit. It's 2-1. Foul back to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. No one on base.
That 3 twos in a row out there on that scoreboard is very familiar.
I tell you what, we have seen that a lot tonight, haven't we? Ball 3. Got a full count going now. Seems like a pretty good battle going by number 10 here. Full count. Ooh, and inside. They're going to walk him. So that's going to put number 10 at first base. And I know where Trenton Berry Hill's like, man, really? that son is beating him right dead in the face. Number 8 is up. That's a big kid, number 8. I don't know that I've seen him already tonight. He may have been up there. I just haven't paid no attention. Yeah, he has been up tonight. He's 0-1 tonight. He popped it up. Trenton Berry Hill's looking, and caught it right on the foul territory of right field. And that will record our third out. And that will bring us to the bottom of the third inning. Your Lanier County Bulldogs are over your Brooks County Trojans 6-5. Brooks did score a couple during that inning, and which we lost a little cushion that we had. We were up 6-3, and they've battled back, and so here we are. This game's a long way from being over, and so seems like everybody's a little lackadaisical. It's a little cool out here tonight, and so everybody's a little sluggish, but maybe they can get a fire back on them, and we can get something started here before it's too late.
It was a little cool out now. The other game was the Friday. It was really hot, and we blamed it on all the heat for why they weren't playing so good.
Now we're going to blame it on the cold. Got to blame it on something, Jeremy. Got to blame it on something. And so we do want to invite you to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to the Lanier County Network if you've not already done so. You can do that by searching for Lanier County Network at youtube.com. And if you'll do that, you'll be able to follow along with us and continue to watch these Lanier County Bulldogs as they are battling the Brooks County Trojans. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through the whole lineup here. This is not necessarily our lineup tonight, but this is our roster. Number 2, Matthew Hardy. Number 3, Dawson Searcy. Number 4, Byron Connell. Number 7, Cameron Corson. Number 8, J.D. Pike. Number 9, Xavier Ryan. Number 10, Andrew Rowland. Number 11, Jackson Cook. Number 12, Noah Tootin. Number 14, Dylan Metz. Number 16, Evan Culpepper. Number 18, Trenton Berry Hill. Number 19, James Delarue. Number 20, Cade Roberts. Number 21, Connor Stalvey. Number 22, Trayton Benefield. Number 24, Quentin Jenkins. Number 25, Rashad Brockington. Number 26, Cam Thornberry. And number 28, Will Berryhill. And so we've got a good group of young men who are battling hard tonight. J.D. Pike, our senior, number 8, started at third base tonight. Doing a good job playing there tonight, is up to plate.
And how many of those were seniors that you just listed?
7. James Green's not on there, so 6 of the ones I listed. But James came on late because it was basketball season, and so we actually have 7 seniors. It's a big group that hate to see these boys leave next year. A lot of these boys, J.D., of course, he played football and as a wide receiver. My son being a quarterback, I've watched these kids spend a lot of time doing things together. Strike 1. And J.D. watches that one. But I know that several of these young men have played a lot of sports together in their high school career. And
did that just hit him?
No, it came close. And he just did. He straightened up, went right past him. Ball was inside. Ball 1, strike 1. That one did, though, brother.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That one went thump. And the pitcher's not throwing 100 miles an hour by no means of an imagination, but at the same time, you get hit dead square in the spine, that hurts a little bit. But, of course, everybody's waiting to see if he's going to rub it. And J.D., he's a tough guy. He plays football and baseball, and The coach
There
reached
goes the
over there and
coach.
rubbed it for him. The coach, Scott Ray, who's our athletic director, great man, but he knew that would need rubs. So he reached over there and kind of patted him on the back and rubbed it for him, and so that it could get that rub and get that hurt out of there. Their first baseman's battling the same challenges as our first baseman. The sun is just beating right at him. And Byron Connell, number 4, our center fielder, takes a first strike. JD gets his lead at first base. Scott Ray, our first base coach, is holding his hand up as well, trying to see what's going on. Ball in the dirt, pass ball. JD will still second base on a wild pitch. So that moves our runner down to second base with no outs. Jeremy is being summoned again on his phone. It's keeping it lively up here today. JD gets his lead. Another ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Byron Connell. Looks like their left fielder, number 11, Jackson, is having some trouble right now trying to find the strike zone. Their second baseman is shortstop, in and out, in and out. Ball in the dirt for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike.
It sounds like a good idea. Let's load the bases.
Load the bases up, man. I tell you, that'll be all right. Of course, our leadoff man is on deck right now, so. And ball 4. And that will easily put a runner at first and a runner at second with no outs. With our leadoff man, Cameron Corson, coming at the plate. Cameron has is 1 for 1 tonight. And so let's see if we can't get something going here, whether it's a walk. I would guess if I was coaching right now, which I'm not, but if I was coaching, I would lay down a bunt right here, see if I couldn't run both of my runners over for my number 2 and 3 hitters who got the highest averages on the team. And he's not. He did not show bunt, and so ball 1. But you've got your 2 best hitters at the plate, and I would be calling a bunt right here because statistics would tell you that's where you want is you want 2 runners in scoring position with your best hitters up. Still did not show nothing. Ball 2. Well, maybe the coach knows more than I do. He's yelling out some numbers down there. Cameron looks at his armband with their play selection. The runners take their lead. Ball 3. Well, he may not have to bunt to get the runners to second and third.
Yeah, he may force them there automatically with a walk.
He may do it. Right now, he's got to throw 3 out of the next 4 pitches if he's not going to walk him. So he's got to throw 3 strike straights. Listen to me, 3 straight strikes if he don't want to walk him. And he walked him on 4 straight pitches. I tell you, I guess that's why I'm up in the press box and not coaching, because I would have sure bunted him. And I'd remove my runners over, and I'd have had an out. Well, it looks like their coach is going to call a timeout. Jackson, number 11, who started out in left field, has struggled greatly here to find the strike zone. The coach has come out to talk to him. I'm not sure if they're going to change him up. Yep, he just made the call to the shortstop. Shortstop's going to come in and make that change. And looks like the shortstop's going to come in and be the pitcher now, taking over here. And what's crazy, Jeremy, it's only the bottom of the 3rd inning. This game seems like it has been going on forever. It is 7:45. And, of course, they had a JV game earlier tonight, and then it was senior night. So a lot of us got here early tonight because we had to walk our children out. And so as we've done that, it seems like this game has been going on. I don't know. What time we get started? About 6:30?
Yeah, I think it was around 6:15 maybe.
Oh, really? I know.
6:20, something like that.
I know it's between 6:20, 6:30, somewhere in that neighborhood. So we've been playing an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes at least. The shortstop there has a strong arm, and looks like he's doing a good job throwing it in there. And so I don't know who their ace pitcher is by any means. They're not in our region or conference. And because of that, I don't keep up with Brooks County too much. I think they got a decent record this year. I have to look that up in just a moment. But I think he's doing a pretty good job. He's got a little bit more gas than the other two pitchers did.
I did notice tonight's game was not a region game.
No, it's not. They're not in our conference or region. If I'm not mistaken, they're 2A. I'm going to see if I can look. I have a.
You have a cool app on your phone right there.
That doesn't mean anything. you got to know. You got to know how to run a cool app if it's going to make any difference. I'm going to type it in and see what it'll tell me.
Now, see, we have bases loaded now.
Yeah, bases loaded.
I mentioned that earlier.
Yep, and you caught it. You caught it, Jeremy. And so call a bases empty now. And again, you got the two best hitters on the team, Dylan Metz and Noah Tootin's on deck. So you got the two best hitters on the team that are out there. And Dylan Metz takes the first pitch, fouls it back, out of play. About took the cameraman out. He comes. The cameraman went running across the field over there, and so about took the cameraman out. Brooks County is 2A. Of course, that's Quitman, Georgia. Their record is 7-17. So it looks like they have struggled a little bit this year. Dylan Metz fouls that back. Actually, I put that on the wrong side there. 2 strikes, no balls. 2 strikes, no outs. But looks like they have struggled a little bit this year with a 7-17 record. Uh-oh. Dylan hits the ball over to the third baseman. The third baseman throws it back to the home plate, tags the home plate. The catcher tags the home plate, which is a forced out. So now there's 1 out. That was a good play by the third baseman of keeping us from scoring. But now you've got Noah Tootin, our number 1 hitter on the team, as far as averages go, standing at the plate, bases loaded. He came within inches of hitting a home run, his second at bat tonight. Let's see if he can go ahead and pull one out tonight. This at bat takes a called strike. Pitcher looks in. Ball high. Ball 1, strike 1. Fouled it off. Had a home run cut. Again, bases loaded with 1 out. Noah Tootin at the bat. The catcher's going to come out and with a courtesy to our umpire and just kind of let the umpire kind of shake that one off. That one came off pretty hot and heavy off of Noah's bat and kind of hit the shoulder of the umpire. Noah Tootin stands back up at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Oh, and he popped one up. Ends up getting a base hit in left field. Left fielder could not run it down. And so Noah Tootin ends up with an RBI. He jammed him up and popped it up, but the left fielder could not get to it. So we still have bases loaded with 1 out. And Trenton Berryhill at the plate. Trenton has hit 2 home runs already this year. Had a huge home run against Charlton County, one of our rivals, which helped us to win that game. That brings us up to 7-5. Ball outside. Starts out Trenton with a ball.
That was way over.
Way outside.
Not as far as it could be, though. It could have been like way over there.
That's right. We've got Cameron Corson at third. Ball 2. Dylan Metz, number 14 at second base. Noah Tootin. Got all 3 of the guys on base are fast guys. Strike called. 2 balls and 1 strike. This is that pitch right here, Jeremy, that if you're a batter, you always want to see. A 2-1 count is one of the batter's favorite pitches. Oh, and he took a huge hack at it. In his head, he knew that he was going to shoot for the fence, but just swing right through it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Fouled it off. Again, we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Lanier County Bulldogs are up over the Brooks County Trojans 7-5. All the runners get their lead. First baseman is in on the grass. That was a close pitch, but called a ball, which gives us a full count. Either he's fixing to score something here or something's just to happen. If he walks him, that's a run. We'll take it. Oh, and that might be a grand slam. Quite. A great diving catch, which scores a run. Let me catch up on the scoreboard here. That gives us 2 outs. Trenton Berryhill with a long fly ball to right field, and the right fielder was able to do a diving catch. Great defensive play, caught the ball, but because it was a diving catch and he had to lay out for it, that allowed Cameron Corson to stroll home very easily on a tag. So now we got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Evan Culpepper fouls the first pitch back.
I see the wind has died down.
The wind is completely dead. I see the flag out there barely moving. It's not hardly moving at all, Jeremy.
It did move just a little bit a second ago. I smelled the grill out there.
Don't talk like that. I'm about to start. Ball 1, strike 1. This game right now is really a long game. Ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. We have scored 2 runs in this inning, which makes our league now 8-5 over your 2A Brooks County Trojans. Oh, and almost hit Evan.
Yeah, I seen him turn out of the way.
As I said earlier tonight, Evan and Trenton both have been hit with the ball. They're like magnets when it gets up there. Evan is 1 for 1 tonight. Done a great job pitching. Throws back to second base, but Dylan Metz was back safely. Looks like their second base and shortstop are horsing around back there, having a good time. Again, Dylan takes his lead. Pitcher looks him back and walks him. So, again, we got the bases loaded.
I'm waiting on that home run.
Well,
that just needs to get just a few inches over that fence over there.
Just a few inches, all it takes. Dawson Cersei, number 3, to catch him tonight on our seniors, who has committed to A-back, is up to plate. Trenton Berryhill, they're going to – usually they've been throwing in somebody as a pinch runner for him, but Coach Scott is trying to get him to do it, but he's pointing at the first base, and strike 1. Now the coach has realized my pitcher is on first base. We don't want him to be there ain't no sense him out there running. Number 1, Evan's not the fastest man in the world. And they put a speedy James Green, who's one of our seniors. James set all kind of records this last year in football. James is
he played basketball too?
And he played basketball.
That's right.
Yep.
I thought he looked familiar. I went to some of the basketball games.
James hangs out at our house a lot, and he's a great young man. And he's a young man that's had some challenges. He's a senior, but he's not a senior. And what I mean by that is James is going to be too old next year to be able to play any of the sports. He's still got 1 more year of school, but he'll be ineligible to play because of his age. And so this is his senior night in playing baseball, even though he's still got 1 more year of academics that he's going to have to fulfill. But he's a great athlete. I saw him make some catches in football this year that was unreal. Strike 3. Strike 3, which gives us 3 outs, and that will take us to the top of the 4th inning. Your Lanier County Bulldogs are up over the Brooks County Trojans 8-5. At this time, we will take a break and hear from our sponsor.
Q103.
God's plan. God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't.
Q103.
Everybody says say something, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something.
Q103.
I wish that I could say I'm proud. I'm sorry that I let you down.
Q103Lakeland.com.
Did I? Oh, I got you. Hang on. Now we got it.
Back on.
And we're back. We're at the top of the fourth inning. Evan Culpepper's on the mound. He's taking his warm-up throws, while Dawson Searcy, who was our last out in the last inning, our catcher, is getting suited up. Cam Thornberry, number 27, is behind the plate right now, getting some of those warm-up throws from Evan Culpepper so that he can go ahead and get that in. The temperature's dropping, Jeremy. I just had to put my
I noticed that.
I just put my jacket back on. I got a short sleeve shirt on tonight, and I decided to go ahead and put my jacket back on. And the wind's not blowing too much. I see the flag starting to move a little bit again from left to right. We have kept our same defense the entire game, and our pitcher, Evan Culpepper, is still on the mound, and so none of our players have been changed out at this time.
I noticed the lights over there have just came on.
Yeah, the lights are on.
It's almost, it's 8 o'clock actually, 7:58.
Oh.
So before too much longer, it'll be dark out here.
I tell you, I love these days. I like it when it gets dark, late. It gives you plenty of time in the afternoon to spend some time with your family and do some activities in the yard, and you get off of work. And the only bad thing is it seems by the time you get in the house and you get a shower and all that, it's 9:30, and you're tired but you get to spend a lot of time outside in the daylight and spend some time with family and activities and getting caught up on some stuff. We're going to start at the top of the fourth inning with a ball. Evan Culpepper throwing at number 5, and ball 1 inside. Number 5 gets back up to the plate. Ball number 2. Evans having a little trouble right now finding the strike zone. Hits it to the third base. Third base, J.D. Pike with a good, clean, fielded it very cleanly with a good throw over to the first base. We'll record our first out. Let's see here, first out. So J.D.'s doing a good job. This is the first time he has started at third base this year. Doing a good job tonight over there. He bobbled the first one, got that the butterfly shook out, and even the one he bobbled, he was able to throw over and record the out. Number 11, Jackson, has come in. He's 0-2 tonight. Evan Culpepper is up to 57 pitches. Ball 2. Evan's done a good job tonight. I believe he's only had 1 strikeout, but I think he's had 0. I don't want to say 0 walks because I might mess that up, but let's see. Strike number 1. Evan has allowed 4 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Ball number 3. I better hush my mouth. I don't want to jinx him. With only 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, his defense has actually played pretty good tonight. And we have had an error. Brooks County has had 2 errors. He battles right back with another strike. Full count, 3-2 and 1 out. It's going to be a tough play for our second baseman, and he did not have a shot at it. And so I don't know that would go down as an error. The second baseman, Andrew Rowland, had a play, but he was playing more towards the first base side. Took a run for it. It had to be a perfect backhand with a perfect throw to be able to catch the runner. But the ball was booted, went on out there in the center field, and the runner is at first base. That'd have been a tough play for anybody to make. Oh, they got him on a rundown. Had him in a rundown, and between Trenton Berry Hill and Noah Tootin, I didn't see what happened to the ball. I don't know if the ball.
They lost it right there in the middle.
I know, but I don't know if it was a throw, if it was a catch, or if it hit the runner. I didn't see what happened. But they had him picked off. Dawson Searcy saw him creeping off of first base and threw down, had him in a rundown, and not sure exactly what happened on that play, but I'm sorry, I just couldn't see through the fence exactly what was happening. It seems a little dark out there tonight for some reason. I'm not even sure the count. I think that was a strike. So we got a runner at second. Whatever the reasons and hows and all that, we got a runner at second with 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 4th inning. Bulldogs up 8 over the Trojans 5. Culpepper up to 65 pitches. Again, hit right to the second baseman. Second baseman fields the ball cleanly, throws it over for record the second out. Runner does advance to third base, however. Brings their shortstop, number 2, up to at the plate. He is also now their pitcher. He's moved in from shortstop to pitching, doing a pretty good job there. Ball 1. Perry has gone 2 for 2 tonight. He's had a good night tonight. Seems like to be one of their better players. Ball number 2. They're not going to play around with this guy and give him anything to hit. He almost hit a home run his last at bat. It just did hit the fence. Fouls that one off into the dugout.
I've seen a few people scatter.
Yeah, some people got off the bench on that one. You know, it reminds me, there was a kid a couple years ago at Valdosta who was killed. And it wasn't a foul pitch, but it was actually a throw from second base in. And him and then Colton Shaw. And another strike 2. Ball 2, strike 2. But ever since that happened, Noah, he was a freshman in high school, and that young man was a freshman, and Noah was playing at Lowndes County, and that kid was playing at Valdosta. And it's been one of those things that has always scared me. And, of course, most of the schools in Georgia now have a fence up in front of the dugout, but that went right between the fence and the wall, and it can clear some bases.
There's that 2-2-2 again on the scoreboard.
2-2-2. And so you got ball 2, strike 2. And number 2 is at the plate. And he hits another one. Man, I tell you what, he has given everything it's got tonight. And that one just did stay in. And so, I mean, Dylan Metz went back with everything he had and against the fence was able to catch it. I tell you, that number 2 there has, we call that warning track power, WTP. He has hit it that exact same spot twice, right against the fence. The first one got over Dylan's head, but Dylan was able to run back and catch that one, which recorded the third out, which brings us to the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Lanier County Bulldogs are up over the Brooks County Trojans, 8-5. The crowd is really quiet out there. Everybody's kind of wrapped up in blankets and jackets. And
yeah, there's not much noise, no.
There's not much noise. And they
yeah, I see a lot of blankets down there.
Yeah. And
I have to actually lean forward out, stick my head out the window. There's a big wall right here, and I can't see nothing over there.
So, but our Lanier County fans seems like they have hung out here. Still got a decent crowd here. Got several of the high school students still here. The trucks out there in the outfield. It looks like there's 3 or 4 still truckloads out there. And so don't hear a whole lot of clapping because everybody's hands are in their pockets. But I know that they're rooting on those Lanier County Bulldogs, and their presence being here says a lot, especially in a game like this. It's a game that it don't mean a lot other than just saying, hey, you know what, we beat a 2A school. They beat us earlier this year, and I know that particular night, Noah Tootin wasn't able to go over to Brooks County. That's the only Wednesday night game we've had this year. Noah made a decision back many, many years ago that he would not play football, baseball, or any activity like that on Wednesday night. He goes to church, and he has stood by that commitment his entire athletic career, and that was the only game he missed this year was over at Brooks County because it was on a Wednesday night. All of his teammates, they support his decision in that, and so that says a lot about that young man. It's 63 degrees here in Lanier County tonight. I think the wind chill may be a little bit more than that. Even though the wind's not blowing, it feels colder than that to me.
8 mile an hour winds.
Yeah. It's back and forth.
Low of 40 is what that says.
Andrew Rowland takes the first pitch. Looks like, and the deep to left field. However, the left fielder was able to turn around, run back, and get that ball. And so Andrew's had a tough night tonight. He's been up there with the bases loaded a couple times, and just hasn't. That's the hardest hit ball he's had tonight. But it just hasn't had the opportunity for the ball to fall in and to make any good plays. And so that'll make Andrew 0 for 3 tonight. J.D. Pike stands at the plate, 0 for 1. Takes a big swing. And J.D., one of our seniors, starting at third base tonight for the first time this year. Strike 2. I tell you, Jeremy, that shortstop number 2 there is, I tell you, he's throwing a little bit of heat right now. He's just rearing back and throwing it. And our boys are having a little bit of a tough time catching up with it. Ball 1, it was high. I believe J.D. had a walk his last at bat.
It's been quite a few years since I've actually played baseball. Never was really good at it when I was younger.
J.D. pulls it over to the dugout, and the Dogs clear off the bench.
Not quite. It was just past
it hit the fence?
Yeah, it hit the fence.
I didn't get to play. I grew up on a farm. I had to work on a farm, cropping tobacco and that kind of stuff growing up here in South Georgia, and did not come from an athletic family. And, they called him out. And so that was a called third strike. And J.D. will have 2 strikeouts tonight and a walk. Byron Connell comes up. But I didn't get to play football or baseball or anything, and so I've enjoyed watching my son over the years get to play. He's played soccer and football, baseball, basketball, all those things, and I've enjoyed watching him. And I never got to play growing up, so I don't know what it's like. I don't think I'd be very good at it. Byron takes a swing.
My problem with it is that when they pitch the ball to me, I don't watch the ball come to me. And it's like that nail on the head with the hammer thing.
There you go. Yeah, you got to hit it's like, people make fun of it and all. It's easy to sit up here and say what I would do or what I wouldn't do and this, that, and the other. But at the same time, that's a big challenge, is to hit that a round ball with a round bat and it being thrown at you and it moving, and it's a tough game and it's a slow game, but it takes a lot of practice, a lot of reps, and some kids can do it and some kids can't. I've seen some great athletes not be able to play a lick of baseball, phenomenal athletes that can play football, basketball, anything else, but you put them in the mound and behind the plate and it scares them to death when somebody's throwing a 90-mile-an-hour fastball at them. Byron Connell is standing at the plate now with 0 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Hits it off the end of his bat. Third baseman was able to pick it up, throw a good strike over to the first baseman, records the out, and that's going to take us to the top of the 5th inning. And so during this break here, we'll hear a word from our sponsors while the Lanier County Bulldog defense gets on the field, and the Brooks County Trojans offense will be getting ready to take on the field. This time, we'll take a break and hear from our sponsor.
Q103. Q103. Q103.
Just meet me in the middle. I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle?
Q103Lakeland.com.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Q103, today's hit music channel. Listen online at Q103Lakeland.com or by using the TuneIn app for your smartphone or tablet and Roku for your TV. Just search for Q103, today's hit music channel. That's Q103Lakeland.com. I tell you, it's getting dark up here in the press box. We don't have the light on.
I was just
and
sitting
I
there
looked
thinking.
at that, and I'm like,
when you was reading that, I thought to myself, I was like, I guess we could turn the light on up here. Both of us kind of cold and lazy, I guess. I don't know which one is the answer. I'm sitting there, I could just about reach them on, but I'm like.
There's some light coming in the window there, so it's all right.
Yeah, I think we're okay. And our defense now gets all back to their positions. We still are starting with the same 9 guys that we started with. So our defense is, for a change, we've moved out a lot of players this year, but throughout the innings. But today we've kept everybody in the same spot. And the first pitch was a strike. Ball 1, strike 1. Again, your Lanier County Bulldogs are up over the Brooks County Trojans 8-5. Ball number 2. Evan just overthrew that one, went right in the dirt and right past our catcher.
My phone hasn't buzzed for a while. I guess everybody's.
Uh-oh. Right up the middle. Looks like it's going to be a base hit. That's going to fall in right center field. And Munoz was 1 for 2. And so he'll be 2 for 3 with a nice base hit right over the second baseman's head out into right center. Looks like the coaches now were having a conversation. I heard the umpires yell 7-5, but I've got down 8-5. I don't know if he was yelling the score out or what, but I've got down 8-5. Game Changer has 8-5. It looks like their coach is going to pinch run number 12, the pitcher. So he's calling in that substitution at this time. Scott Ray, our first base coach, is talking to our catcher. We got no outs, a runner at first base. Number 24 up the plate. And there's the pitch. Starts him out with a strike. Strike 2. He fouled that one off to the third base side of the field. Just went foul. Fielded by J.D. Pike. Number 24 stands back up at the plate. Evan delivers the pitch right at the middle. Noah Tootin bobbled the ball. Andrew Rowland was able to scoop it up, tag the base, throw over to first base for a double play. You couldn't have asked for a better play than that. It was just like they wrote it up. Tootin going over there and giving Stewie a little bit of love, showing him how much he appreciates it because Noah took he was running wide open in trying to backhand the ball and to tag the plate to deliver the double play and just scooped it up a little bit, and Andrew was able to get it. Another foul ball. But yeah, that was one of those plays that you're glad you got somebody that's going to back you up, keep you from getting an error. Because as good as a play that was, Noah would have ended up with an error on that play because he just couldn't hold on to it with the runner coming in. But strike 2. That curveball came in on number 17, and he tried to get out of the way, and when he did, he didn't lower his bat, and his bat went around, and they called it a strike. Again, that was a defensive position there, and he fouled that ball off. I think Evans messing with him a little bit, throwing that ball. It looks like it's coming right at him, but it's curving right at the last second, messing him up a little bit. Coach throws in a couple balls to the umpire, put it in his pocket. Well, we got some 2s out on the scoreboard. 2 outs, 2 strikes. No one on. Had a double play. Ball just was to the outside. Very close call. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. Pass ball. A little way outside. Well, Jeremy, I was waiting on it, but I knew it was coming.
I see that 2-2-2
2 balls,
again.
2 strikes, and 2 outs. That's about all I can do right now. Well, we did have the second baseman who threw a double play, so if you want to add those to your 2s. Right down the middle, rung him up. That will give us the 3rd out of that inning with no damage done. 8-5, your Lanier County Bulldogs over your Brooks County Trojans. And so that will now bring us to the bottom of the 5th inning. This game is going on and on and on. It may not be no longer than normal, but it just seems like it is. I mean, it was so much daylight when we got here, and now it's so dark. And then we had a doubleheader, so the JV boys have been out here, and so kids have been out here for a while.
Yeah, when I first walked up here to the press box, I didn't know that they were having a JV game, first off. So I come up here to the press box, and there's about 9 high school kids sitting up here.
Trying to make a radio work.
Yeah, they're waiting on their turn to play.
Right.
Some of them was the players.
Look out there in the outfield. Our high school students have had enough of the cold weather. I seen all the trucks have been emptied, and they're all pulling off. It looks like there's 1 truck left out there. We started out with 4 or 5 loaded.
Looks like they're getting out of the back of it, though.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I think maybe a couple of them went over to that one, and they had about 4 or 5 out there loaded up today. And it got down to about 3, and now 2, and now down to about 1. Looks like them trucks are headed out.
The last game on Friday, though, there was like 10 over there.
Oh, I know. And you get those big region games coming in, and I hated it ended the way it did. Got ruled on that one, 15-5, and in 5 innings. But Urban's, they're number 1 in our region right now. They're tied with Charlton, number 1. Actually, Charlton is ahead because they have beat Irwin twice, and so they actually lead. And so, but we still got 1 truck out there. Looks like there's 3 or 4. I can't tell if they're kids or adults, but
it's not really that cold. At
That's
least.
not.
Of course, I have to level with you. I'm from a northerner state.
Oh man, I'm a South Georgia boy. I don't like cold weather. I'll take the heat, but I can't stand cold weather. And so I'm ready
the opposite. I'd rather have the cold weather than the heat.
I like hot weather. All right, so here we go. Our leadoff man, number 1, Cameron Corson, is up at the bat. And so we'll see if we can get something started. First pitch. Ball hit hard. Right to the center fielder. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's the first time Cameron's got a good hit on the ball tonight. And ends up with a fly ball out there to center field. Center fielder was able to run that ball down and make
There
a good
goes
play.
Scott Ray over there, our first base coach, taking off
Ray.
towards first base.
Yeah. Scott does a great job. These kids really appreciate him. He serves our vice principal and athletic director.
Yeah, he's got 3 jobs.
3 jobs, at least 3. He's probably got a lot more than that. I know that we do a lot together. Dylan Metz takes ball 1. Scott actually asked me earlier this year if I would head up the FCA program at the high school, middle school and high school. We started out with 23 students and been running about 180 to 200 students now. Ball 2. But Scott's a great guy and does a lot with these kids. I know he really loves them and wants every one of them to succeed and be great at everything that they do. That was strike one. He pulled that foul. I tell you, Jeremy, last night Noah came home. He had they had played a concert over at a church in Nashville, and Savannah, Scott's daughter, it was her birthday. I don't know if it was yesterday or one of these days right here round about. They were having a little party at her house last night, and a bunch of the kids were over there, and Scott was cooking, and Noah was eating something up, and he's like, "What in the world is that?" And ended up it was wild hog, and Noah said it was really, really good. And so
So did he eat it before they told him what it was?
no, my son didn't eat anything.
Okay,
but,
here's something I got to tell you.
hang on one second. Dylan Metz hit it to a ground play to the shortstop. We threw it over to first base, recorded our second out. Noah Tootin's at the plate with no one on with 2 outs.
So have you ever had gator tail before?
I have had gator tail many, many times.
What does it taste like to you?
Tastes like gator. Now, it tastes like chicken, I guess, if you had to
Everybody I talk to about it says chicken.
Noah Tootin with another base hit out to left field. Nothing big, just kind of good hit. And
Oh, I wasn't trying to hit you there.
scared me there, Jeremy. You
was a
swatting at me.
mosquito.
I thought you were about to hit me. I'm assuming that was a bug or something
It
flying
was a
around.
mosquito,
I was looking at the hit out in left field, and next thing I caught out of my corner of my eyes, you swinging at me. I'm like, I don't know if to jump or defensive mode or bail out or what. Noah Tootin is doing good tonight. He's 3 for 3. I'm sorry, 2 for 3.
Yeah, that's foul, isn't it?
Yeah, Trenton Berryhill carries that one deep over the right field fence, but it was foul. Noah Tootin was on the run. He'll run back to first base.
Back to the gator tail story.
Okay.
I went to somewhere and got some gator tail once. Tastes like chicken. I got some and took home, asked Mom to eat a piece, but she wanted to know what it was. I should have told her it was chicken. Then she would have ate it.
Ooh, called another strike on the outside corner. I tell you, my wife will not eat anything like that, and I'll eat it. Me and Noah will eat anything. I mean, we've done a lot of mission work. I've been in 30-something different countries, and I've ate just about every kind of animal and thing that you can possibly eat. Trenton with a big strikeout there, and so that will end our 5th inning. That will bring us to the top of the 6th. Your Lanier County Bulldogs are up over the Brooks County Trojans 8-5. And this time we'll take a break while our defense takes the field and hear a word from our sponsor.
Q103. Q103. Q103.
Just meet me in the middle. I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle?
Q103Lakeland.com.
If you look into the camera right there, you can just see the lights of the field right there at the top edge of it there.
Yeah. That's like 3 moons to me.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Q103, today's hit music channel. There you go. Listen online at Q103Lakeland.com or by using the TuneIn app for your smartphone or tablet and Roku for your TV. Just search for Q103, today's hit music channel. That's Q103Lakeland.com. Thank you, Ryan, for turning on your phone there, your flashlight on your phone.
Well, I had it in my hands here, and so I might as well do something with it. I was kind of looking at some of our box scores here to find out what we got going on here, and let's see. Just trying to find some that had hits tonight. Kind of let our audience know. Cameron Corson's had a hit. Noah Tootin has had 3 hits. Evan Culpepper's had a hit. Byron Cornell has had a hit. We have had 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 7 walks. And Evan Culpepper has pitched tonight. He's done a good job. He has, he has faced 24 batters and 3 strikeouts and only 1 walk. Delivers his first pitch. The top of the 6th, ball 1. We was talking about eating different animals and things. I was over in I want to say Malaysia, Singapore. I cannot remember. Ball 2. But anyway, I ate some donkey. And I was with a friend of mine, and he was from Mississippi, and the family had brought this food to us, and we were eating. It was real chewy, and I didn't even know what it was. Ball 3-0, and they told us it was donkey. And I looked over at my friend. His name was Billy, and I said, Billy, I said, how's yours taste? And he goes, mine's got a kick to it. And I don't think they understood why I thought that was so funny, but it just he just looked at me and he said, well, mine's got a kick to it. And so I just thought that was about the funniest thing. I about spit mine all out. But I have ate iguana, I've ate monkey, I've ate just about everything. And so I love that. I love going to foreign countries or even here in the States and trying different stuff. You know, I mean, I can eat just about anything, but I ain't going to say I like everything. But
If I remember correctly, were you here when Flatlanders was around?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that was before you came here.
Yeah.
But they used to have every year.
He walked him on a full count, 3-2. Number 10 will take the first base. So the Brooks County Trojans are trying to get something started here with, no one out, the runner at first base.
So every year they had what was called Flatlanders. It was out there at the Threet Center, and that's where I got that gator tail from. I tried to get Mom to eat.
I've ate bear, possum, coon, snake, just about everything. Shows a bunt, but pulled it back. I don't know if I think that was a ball. Dawson Searcy threw it down to first base, but the runner was able to get back. 1 ball, no strikes. Evan throws it back to first base, trying to keep the runner close. We're only up by 3 runs, and which could be rough. And he showed bunt again, but the ball was outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The guy's trying his hardest to give you a. Scott Ray's going to come out and talk to our pitcher at this time. That's who we're missing tonight. I just realized that our pitching coach, DJ, is not with us tonight. I didn't even realize.
So where is he at?
I don't know. And so I know that I didn't realize that we had a coach missing. Of course, DJ is usually the one that comes out and talks to our pitchers and calls pitches and so forth and so on. And Scott Ray takes the field, and so he talks to Evan. Here's a guy at the plate that's trying to give us an out. He's trying to move the base runner over with a bunt, and we sure don't want to walk him. If he wants to give us an out, we need to take it. And so Scott has returned to the dugout. Evan looks over at the runner. 2 balls, no strikes. See if we can't throw a strike down the middle. If he'll bunt, maybe we can get him out. And he did show bunt, pulled it back, called a strike.
Now don't be screwing up that scoreboard now.
Well, I think it just did something. It ain't working. Uh-oh. I know the fans are going to start yelling at me in just a second. That is strike 2. But the scoreboard has froze up again. So, well, the out just went up there, but that didn't help us none. Now I'm going to have everybody confused. I'm sorry, people, but
Unplug it out of the wall. The power.
the power.
Yes.
Well, I don't do anything, does it? I think it's it's that the antenna thing on the back.
Think so?
Yeah, that's what he said the other day. And so at least I got it out up there, and so I know the fans are going to start yelling at us here in just a minute. Well, there went ball 3 up on there, but I'm sorry, folks, on the radio. I'm trying my
You
hardest.
have messed up the scoreboard.
Well, I don't know what I've done. It's got all kind of glitches and things going on out there that's messing up. There's a bunt. There's a great bunt. Bunt for a run. Bunt for a base hit. I'm fixing to get yelled at. I'm going to blame Jeremy. I'm going to tell him that Jeremy's running the the scoreboard up here, and
I'm running the scoreboard on the TV.
Well, they
you
gonna have
run
to
that
watch it.
scoreboard over there.
well, something to do with this system here. I'm just gonna drop it out the wall here and see if that'll help it.
Don't do
Maybe if I
that.
stand up and everybody looks up here to make it look like that I know what I'm doing when I really don't. But this thing's all done through an infrared thing out to the scoreboard, and the antenna's missing, so I'm not really sure what's taking place. So I apologize for everybody right this second. It is doing nothing. Uh-oh. Base hit. This left center. He throws it in. A run did score. I can't even make a run score. That's what I said. I didn't think
Well,
three runs was sure not going to be
For
enough.
those of you listening on TV, the score is 8-6.
8-6. And Brunel has come out to have a conversation with the umpire.
1 out. Is that correct? 1 out?
I have no idea.
What's your phone say?
I have no idea. Yes, 1 out. 8-6 with 1 out. And did I just clear that out, or what did I do?
I don't know.
No. It looks like they're fixing to make a pitching swap here. Dylan Metz is going to come in for Evan Culpepper.
Good opportunity to unplug that thing for a minute. and
I
then-
just unplugged it. I don't know what's wrong with this crazy thing.
No, the power. Unplug the power.
All right.
There you go. Wait for a few seconds.
All the fans start looking up here like, what y'all doing up there? This thing's so temperamental anyway, so.
Okay, now you'll have to reset it to 0 and put everything back in.
Restore game. I'm going to say no.
No, you want 0 then.
Oh.
You want 0 now.
Oh, I hit 1 already.
Yeah, that's okay. Hit 0 and then hit the enter key. That didn't do nothing. Interesting.
All right, so bottom, top, bottom 3, bottom 4, bottom 5, top of the 6. It ain't doing nothing.
Maybe you didn't leave it unplugged long enough.
No, it was completely erased out. That thing goes to the power box, and so I might as well just go ahead and say I'm sorry to all the fans. I know they're going to be hooping and hollering in a minute, but the makes me want to stick a piece of antenna or something on that thing.
Piece of wire?
A piece of wire or something. I don't know of anything that's going to be able to do it, but
You keep pushing that button, and in a few minutes it'll be up to like 21. Or
I
something.
know, man. I need to quit hitting it, but you feel like if you hit the thing long enough, that something will happen. But what if I drop it outside this building right here? You reckon they can get a new one then?
I don't know. I'm going to turn around and look in the corner.
I'm going to blame you. And so I might as well just – I don't see nothing.
Well, we're only in the top of the 6th, so
so it's only
unplug it and leave it that way for 2 or 3 minutes, and then.
But I think it has to actually go to the I think they have to kill it with a breaker outside.
Well, no, earlier this morning, a couple hours ago, I unplugged it, and it reset everything.
Well, okay.
When I hit 0 on there to restore it,
he bunts it down to the third baseman. The third baseman was able to field the ball, throw him out at first base. Runner still at second and third. Dylan delivers his first pitch, which is an out. We sure don't need these guys to come back. It is 6-8. And so
with 2 outs, correct?
With two outs. So what's interesting is Evan and Dylan swap. No, see, JD was at third base. Now I'm not sure. They put Matt Hardy in, so we have made some defensive changes. Matt Hardy now is in left field as Dylan Metz, who started there, has come in to pitch, and Evan Culpepper has gone to third base, and which takes J.D. Pike out of the game tonight. J.D.'s done a good job over at third base tonight. It's the first time he started there this year. Dylan has thrown one pitch. Our pitcher playing third base now. This is the first one who fielded that ball. Fouled off. I always find it interesting when the pitcher changes the location and he's still out in the field, and the first ball, and you ain't been a defensive player all game, the first one is hit right to you. So, Jeremy remembers this, but a few weeks ago we had a lady here when the scoreboard was messing up. The lady was hooping and hollering and carrying on and yelling at us like we meant to do it or something. And if you didn't change it immediately, she wanted to yell at you. And I wanted to tell her to come up here and do it herself, but try to be nice.
Was that the same time the other guy
Yeah.
actually came up here?
Yeah,
And said something to us?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was here.
And so we, but we got the bases loaded. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Lanier County up 8-6. Scoreboard is frozen in time at this time.
Yeah, if you're looking at the TV, that pole right there is right in the
Oh, it
middle
sure
of the
is, ain't it?
scoreboard, so you can't
Struck
see it.
him out. What a pitch by Dylan Metz. Come in relief for Evan Culpepper. Bases loaded, strikes him out. And so what a great pitch. And Lee's bases loaded. And that will bring us to the bottom of the 6th inning. And so let's see if we can't get a couple of insurance runs here. We're only up by 2. And so we need a couple of insurance runs here so that we can be nice to walk away with a good win. I'm going to try while we're at a little breaking point here. I'm going to try to plug this thing back in. Let's see. Restore the game.
No.
No.
0, enter.
I hear somebody coming up the steps. They're going to come and solve all of our problems.
I still didn't do it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's
top.
going on with that.
Bottom, top, bottom.
Yeah, but when you hit
it should.
When you hit 0 and enter on that, it should have cleared.
It should have cleared it, shouldn't it?
Complete zeros on all of that out there. It's not doing it.
Yeah. What? Ball 1. I know what the score is. The machine's messed up. Hey, you tell everybody down there to back off because the machine's messed up. So one of our young men, the boy they call Peanut, just came up here to give me an indication that I was not doing right. And so some fans sent him up here to tell us the score and this, that, and the other. And
hey, it's zeros now. You see that?
Well, hey, it did block it off, didn't it? Well, let's see if I can.
It was 8-5 earlier. Now it's or not 8-5. What is
Well,
the
the
score?
scoreboard is all messed up now. It was 8-6.
Yeah, 8-6.
Well, it was at 8-5 on the
It did.
on the
It
thing.
did. I changed it on here, but
What's interesting is it cleared it out. I wonder if I hate to unplug it again, but it almost cleared everything out there. But I can't get anything to work right now.
well,
so.
the last time Friday's game, I had to unplug it and I left it that way for like 10 minutes. It was before the game started.
Well, we're going to let it play, and we'll just let it go out to this inning. So the first pitch is delivered as a strike. At least now everybody knows that it's messed up because it don't say nothing. So at least they know at least the machine is messed up. Ball outside. No, call that a strike. Wow. That looked like a ball to me, and I hear some grumbling of the fans down below. They didn't like that call as well. So Evan was standing there. Rung him up. 3 straight pitches. Evan didn't even take a swing at him. And so he stood there and watched 3 straight pitches go by, which brings us up to Dawson Searcy. Number 2, Perry, their shortstop, who started at their shortstop, now has been in relief pitching, is already up to 44 pitches. First pitch looks like it is a foul ball caught by the right fielder all the way against the fence in foul territory, which will record the second out. Our boys are not getting anything started here. I mean, we're trying to get a little bit of insurance runs here, and the first 2 batters that they have faced, both of them are out. Brings us up to Andrew Rowland, though, our second baseman. Matt Harding is on deck. Matt has not had an at-bat this game. Ball 1. Andrew is 0 for 3 tonight. Ball 2. Ball 3. Well, it's crazy. He struck Evan out with 3 straight pitches, and now he's thrown 3 straight balls to Andrew. 3-0 count. Strike 1. Pitcher steps off the mound. Looks in. Strike 2. Full count. Got 2 outs. Nobody on. 3-2 count. Fouled off. All the way behind the press box to the parking lot.
That actually may have went to the street.
It was definitely deep. I was up here at practice one day, and one of the rec department vans were sitting out there, and they put a ball right through the windshield. Andrew with a solid hit up the middle. The center fielder did not play it on a very good hop. I had an error, and Andrew advanced to second base. So I had a single, and then reached the second on an error by the center fielder, who took his eye off the ball just long enough for it to get past him. So now we have 2 outs, runner at second, and number 2, Matt Hardy, up the plate.
And the score is 8-6.
I tell you, I think I have said the number 2 more times tonight than just about I have said in any ball game.
So are they taking a break here, or what are they doing?
Are they going? They're going to pinch run Andrew with number 6, Rashad Brockington. If I'm not mistaken, that's Rashad is number 6. I'm not sure. They got Rashad down for 25, but that looks like Rashad. I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's.
I don't think that's his jersey.
List.
I don't think that's his. He's number 25, but I'm not sure where he got that jersey at. But Matt Hardy, number 2, is up to plate. This will be Matt's first at bat tonight, and Matt a lot of times will DH. Oh, and he fouls the first pitch off. So number 2, the pitcher, battling number 2, Matt Hardy, with a man at second base with 2 outs.
That's a mouthful.
And the second baseman is the one who got the hit and advanced to second on an error. I'm sorry, I'm just having fun with 2s tonight. 2's the lucky number, evidently. And Matt popped it up to the shortstop. And that was Rashad Brockington, by the way, who just rounded over. But that will record our 3rd out of the 6th inning. So that's going to take us to the top of the 7th. And so if our Lanier County Bulldogs can come out here and get 3 outs, then we will win this ball game. And our record will go on. And we'll continue to battle on, and we got 2 more games this week. I tell you what, I'm going to try to plug this thing back in. And while I'm doing that, we're going to go ahead and take a break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Q103.
God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't.
Q103.
Everybody says say something, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something.
Q103.
I wish that I could say I'm proud. I'm sorry that I let you down.
Q103Lakeland.com.
Nah, I don't think anything's going to work.
Today's game is being brought to you by Q103, today's hit music channel. Listen online at Q103Lakeland.com or by using the TuneIn app for your smartphone or tablet and Roku for your TV. Just search for Q103, today's hit music channel. That's Q103Lakeland.com.
Well, I about unplugged everything I can unplug over here, trying my hardest to figure out a way to get this thing reset, but it don't look like it's going to. So the scoreboard reads batter number 0, but 2 balls and 1 strike and 1 out. 6th inning with zeros across the board for everybody. Well, we know that's not right. We are in the top of the 7th inning, and your Lanier County Bulldogs are leading over the Brooks County Trojans 8-6. And so Dylan Metz came in relief of Evan Culpepper. Dylan, with bases loaded, threw 5 pitches, recorded 2 outs, and got us out of that tough inning last inning. Their number 24 stands at the plate, takes a called strike. Good way to start this inning. You know, our boys have played relaxed tonight. They haven't got excited. We had a kind of scary there at the beginning. We had an error right off the bat. Ooh. Hard hit ball over to left field. So they're going to start off with a hit. Our scoreboard is now.
Yeah, the scoreboard just went black.
Yeah. So I'm assuming somebody went and killed the power to it. So I don't think that has nothing to do with anything I have done. I hope not, because if I tore it up, I'm going to blame it on Jeremy. And so
yeah, just blame it on me. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm
about 10 foot from that thing, but just blame it on me.
Yes. And so the coach just looked at me and said, just unplug it. So they have killed the scoreboard. And so, it's funny. I didn't realize how much light that scoreboard give off. But look how much darker it is out there without the scoreboard. And looks kind of weird with the scoreboard black. The third base coach for Brooks County is having a conversation with the umpire. I'm not sure. Oh, I guess it was a pinch runner. So our boys need to dig deep right here, and let's go ahead. Oops, I just hit that. I'm sorry, that thing.
You moved the camera again.
Oh, it's wrapped around that. That's why. I'm sorry. So I apologize for everybody that's watching on YouTube. If you see the earthquakes here in Lanier County, that is not some catastrophe that's taking place, but it's my
now
big
you were
feet
distracting.
being,
So what was that? Was that a ball or strike?
I have no idea.
What's your phone say?
It ain't caught up yet. So not only is our scoreboard out, but our game changer is running behind as well. I know that was a strike, so I think it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first base. Bivens, number 17, is 0-2 tonight. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a defensive play, but it was a strike as well. It went foul over to the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs. Three strike. Third strike, and number 17, Bivens, is out. He looked at the umpire like he made a mistake or something, but he actually swung at it. The umpire didn't have to make that
call. I saw him swing.
Yeah, like he wasn't happy with the umpire for making the call, but hate to tell him, but he's the one that swung at it. And it was a ball, but he still swung at it. Runner at first, pinch runner at first base. Number 10, who's had a good night tonight. Started out pitching. Ball 1. Smith, who is 0-1 tonight, but I think he's actually recorded at least 1 or 2 walks. Dillon throws back over to first base Trenton Berry Hill to keep the runner close. It was called safe. Of course, Dillon is a left-handed pitcher. Staring right at the runner. Makes it a little bit more difficult for the runner to advance when the left-handed pitcher's up there. That was a ball. Mm-hmm. Yep, 2-0. 1 out. Runner at first. Again, Dillon, he's staring at the base runner. Out of play. That'll be strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike. That ball went over the right field fence, foul territory. It's 2-1. Runner at first. Dylan throws. Ooh. Outside.
That was definitely a ball.
Definitely. Jab had to come out of his stance to reach out and get that ball, keep it from being pass ball, and we don't want that runner to advance. We're only up by 2. We need to get these next 2 out so that we can get this win behind us and go home and eat supper because I am hungry. Again, he walked him. Ball was outside. And so as we often do, we start struggling here and say, okay, you know, what's going on? And we've got 2 on right now. We're only up by 2 runs, so it makes it kind of scary when you got 2 runners, only one out. Scott Ray comes out, and he looks over at Dylan, and he's telling him one of his pitching mechanics is not quite where it needs to be, and he was demonstrating that over on the sideline, saying, hey, you know, your arm's dropping or your shoulders opening or whatever it was that the coach was telling him so that Dylan could maybe make that mechanical adjustment and so that he can start throwing some strikes. Number 8 takes a big swing, strike 1. He is 0-3 tonight. The big kid. Been playing right field tonight, number 8. Dylan pitches. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one. 1 out. Dylan looks back at the runner. Throws the pitch right down the middle for the second strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2 on, top of the 7th inning. And we're up by 2. Good pitch there by Dylan. Had him out on his front foot, but he was able to fight it off a little bit. Foul tip. So it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Lanier County fans are still here. Looks like Brooks County only brought 4 or 5 fans over, not many coming over. And again, their season's been struggling this year, so I guess they didn't carry a whole lot of fans with them. And this game didn't mean a whole lot. That was a strikeout by Dylan Metz, number 8. So Reynolds will go down 0 for 4 tonight. Had a tough night. And so that will bring up number
2.
Number 2?
Is that number 2? Are you talking about the hitter?
The hitter.
Number
5.
Number 5. I thought you were talking about outs. It makes 2 outs.
2 outs. Yeah, it makes 2 outs. Number 5 at the plate. I'd said it would only been fitting to have number 2 coming at the plate with 2 outs to end this game. But we'll take number 5. You know, if we can't, let's see if we can't record one more out here. Trenton Berryhill rushes in on the grass. And the guy showing bunt. It's a pass ball. If he'll hurry, Jab kind of took his time getting to the backstop, and the runners advanced. The guy at second base didn't take a very good lead. Actually, if Dawson would have ran back there and hustled, he might have been able to get that runner. The coaches are out making some defensive adjustments. He's third base. Evan Culpepper is up on the grass. We do not need these to score. Strike. Ball 1, strike 1. Jeremy, this is dangerous territory. Even though we got 2 outs, there's 2 runners on.
And it says 8-6 right now.
Yeah, and they're in both in scoring position.
So
big strike.
If they get in there, it makes it 8-8.
So now we have 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Top of the 7th inning. Let's just end this game right here on a strikeout. Oh, I'm sorry. You say 1 ball, 1 strike, or 1 ball, 2 strikes?
What did he just say?
I did. That's a game, guys. He struck him out right there looking. And so we have just defeated the Brooks County Trojans. Again, we have split that series 1-1 with them. And so your Lanier County Bulldogs will go away winners tonight, 8-6. What a great game. Defensively, I think we only had one error. And so it's a good game for all of our guys. And it was a senior night here where all 7 seniors were recognized for their accomplishments. And I know that they appreciate having a win tonight. So I hope that you'll join us next time tomorrow as we face Telfair.
Yes, there is a game tomorrow. I believe it is at 6 o'clock. Actually, Scott texted me, told me it was 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
But he told me tonight's was 6 o'clock, and it was like 6:25
well, tune in at 6
or
o'clock.
something like that.
Tune in at 6 o'clock, and we hope that we'll be on the air. We appreciate all of our fans listening, and we look forward to seeing you and hearing from you later on. Y'all have a good night.